Welcome to MMA Tonight. I'll be covering the top headlines from today in MMA. Alright guys, so it looks like Eddie Alvarez is talking tough about his upcoming bout with RDA. So it's been a long 13-year journey to his first ever UFC title shot, but Eddie Alvarez has arrived and he's ready to make the most of it. Now, as he gears up to take on division champ Rafael dos Anjos in the main event of UFC Fight Night 90 on July 7, 2016, Alvarez doesn't forget all the naysayers he's encountered along the way. And guys, if you think Eddie is disappointed that his championship fight drew the short end of the stick by airing on UFC Fight Pass instead of Fox Sports 1 or pay-per-view, you're highly mistaken. Speaking on the MMA Hour, Alvarez insists that where the fight airs, if at all, is the least of his concerns. I don't give a shit where. I don't care if they even got a ref in there. Where this thing is and where it airs, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm getting a world title shot and get to do something that I've been fighting 13 years for. I don't care where they view this, or if they view it at all. I could give two shits. Now he continues on by saying fans can expect a display of violence come fight night, which will end with him having his hand raised, much to enjoyment of many and dismay of some. It doesn't matter to me. We're gonna get this thing done, and it's gonna get done violently. It's gonna be high-paced and in violent fashion. It don't matter what venue, channel it's on, or if it's on at all. This title fight is happening, and Eddie Alvarez is ready to be the next lightweight champion, whether you like it or not. Owner of a 2-fight win streak at 155 pounds, Alvarez will be facing a champion who is coming off a broken foot, which forced him out of his title fight against featherweight king Conor McGregor. With that said, Alvarez doesn't expect to face a brittle and weakened champ. If anything, he fully anticipates to face a more determined RDA in Sin City. Time will tell. Alright guys, so it looks like GSP is still teasing us with talks of a comeback. So the return of GSP seems to be closer than ever. The all-time great and former UFC welterweight champion told Ariel Helwani on Monday's edition of the MMA Hour that he's embarking on a test training camp before deciding on a comeback, and his talks with the UFC are heating up. If I feel good, I'll give the thumbs up to my manager, St. Pierre stated. They've been talking with the UFC, but now they're going to talk more seriously to see what's going to happen. We need to renegotiate maybe a new contract. I'm not allowed to wear my sponsors anymore and I lose money. It depends how it's going to go down with the UFC. We'll see what's going to happen. Now, GSP, who is 25-2, took a hiatus from MMA after a split decision win over Johnny Hendricks at UFC 167 in November 2013. He vacated the belt despite winning 12 straight fights and going without a loss for 6 years. Now, GSP said at the time he was tired and burnt out. He had some personal issues he had to deal with. St. Pierre later mentioned his concern about performance-enhancing drugs in the sport. Things have changed on that front on a positive level, with the UFC bringing on USADA as its third-party anti-doping partner. The new system, which has caught a number of alleged drug cheats since it began in July, is not perfect, GSP said. But nothing ever is, he added. The UFC's anti-doping stance has improved, and GSP also said that a slight rift with executives has also healed. I feel more comfortable now working with the UFC, St. Pierre said. I'm not on bad terms with nobody. I understand it's a business. Dana has said stuff because he said things that satisfy his interests, and it's normal. I say things that satisfy my own interests. Everybody tries to do the best for themselves. It's nothing personal. I don't take it personally. St. Pierre joked to Ariel Helwani that he tells his friends that 3 things in life excite him: women, dinosaurs, and the violence of the octagon. He said that he finds fighting pleasurable, but only if he's at the top of his game. If he is, and the test training camp goes well, it does seem like St. Pierre will return. Maybe. Things can change so fast in the UFC, he said. It's so unpredictable. I don't know if I'll be back for sure. I haven't done my training camp yet. I'm doing it. I haven't discussed all the possibilities with the UFC. Maybe the negotiations won't go well. A lot of things can happen. Okay guys, so Jon Jones talks about Daniel Cormier's injury. So guys, on Monday, the former UFC light heavyweight champion went on the record to question whether it was an injury that knocked Cormier out of their scheduled bout at UFC 197. Jones discussed his doubt about Cormier's condition on ESPN's First Take. FoxSports.com's Damon Martin shared some of his comments from the interview, and this is what Jones had to say. Yeah, I'm a little bit skeptical. To this day, no one's really positive what his actual injury is. I've heard some people say that he's hurt and not actually injured. Supposedly, a doctor told him recently that in 4 weeks he could be completely healed to fight again. So when you're healing from something in 4 weeks' time, it makes me feel maybe you're not actually injured. Maybe you're fighting hurt. Now, if you guys remember, Cormier backed out of the fight on April 1st, with Damon Martin reporting he suffered a shin injury. Instead, Jones will be facing off with Ovince St. Preux on Saturday. Hey guys, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment.